All right, today we're going to crack the code on a concept that's, way more than just a buzzword. It's basically a scientific blueprint for a more meaningful life. We are talking about Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's incredible idea of flow. And to really get its power, let's start with a feeling I'm pretty sure you've already had. Seriously, just think about it for a second. That time when you were so completely absorbed in something. I don't know, maybe it was playing an instrument or coding, gardening, maybe even a really deep conversation, and the hours just melted away, right? That feeling of total, complete immersion, yeah, that's what we're here to understand. And, more importantly, learn how to create on demand.
So why don't we feel that way all the time? Well, here's the thing. The big problem with modern life is that our attention is constantly under attack. I mean, we're just bombarded with notifications, deadlines, this nagging feeling of being busy but somehow unfulfilled. Our minds, a lot of the time, are just in a state of chaos.
And you know what? Csikszentmihalyi actually gave this state of inner chaos a name. He called it psychic entropy. It's basically when our attention is all over the place, totally disordered, when worries and distractions are pulling us in a million different directions, and it feels impossible to just focus and enjoy the present moment. And society, well, it tells us there's this really clear path to happiness, right? It's all about wealth, status, all these external rewards. We're always chasing the next promotion, a bigger paycheck, more likes on social media. But it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is that where true, lasting fulfillment actually comes from? Well, according to all the research, the answer is a pretty clear no. The real solution is somewhere else entirely. It's this powerful antidote to that psychic entropy we talked about and to that endless, exhausting chase for external validation. The solution is discovering and mastering the flow state. So what exactly is flow? Think of it as a state of optimal experience. It's that feeling when you're so involved in what you're doing that literally nothing else seems to matter. The activity itself becomes the reward. It's so enjoyable, you do it just for the sake of doing it. And in that state, you feel strong, alert, and in this kind of effortless control. Okay, so how do we find this magical state? Well, here's the key. Flow isn't about doing easy things, not at all. It exists in this perfectly balanced channel. See, if a task is way too easy for your skill level, you get bored. But if a task is way too hard, you get anxious and overwhelmed. Flow happens right in that sweet spot, that perfect middle ground where the challenge perfectly matches your skills, pushing you just enough to stay completely, totally engaged.
Now, this isn't just some cool psychological theory to talk about. It's a practical guide. The absolute best part about flow is that you can actively engineer it. You can create it. So let's dive into the blueprint and see how you can build this into a real life strategy.
All right, here it is, your 6-step toolkit for engineering flow in your own life. Step 1, identify the activities that already get you in the zone. What are they for you? Step 2, you gotta balance that challenge and skill level, right? Keep yourself out of the boredom and anxiety zones. Step 3, create tight feedback loops so you know how you're doing in the moment. Step 4 is a big one. Eliminate distractions ruthlessly. Step 5, cultivate what's called an autotelic mindset. We'll get to that, but it's about finding joy in the process. And finally, step 6, expand this whole practice across your entire life. Now, all of these are super important, but let's zoom in on one that's a real game changer: feedback. Okay, so that's step 3, creating tight feedback loops. This is absolutely crucial. To stay in that flow channel, you have to have immediate feedback. You need to know, like right now, if what you're doing is working. Just think of a musician hearing the notes as they play them, or a programmer seeing their code run successfully or fail right away. Setting those clear, small goals and getting that instant feedback, that's the secret sauce that keeps your attention completely locked in.
And when you start actually applying these steps, something pretty profound starts to happen. This goes way, way beyond just being a productivity hack. It becomes a complete transformation in how you approach your life. It's about mastering your own inner experience.
This brings us to a really core concept called an autotelic experience. Now, the word might sound a little fancy, but it comes from 2 Greek roots: auto, which means self, and telos, which means goal. So an autotelic activity is one where the reward is the doing itself. You're not doing it for money or for fame or even to get a finished product at the end. You're doing it simply because the process itself is its own reward.
And this table here, it just illustrates the shift perfectly. The old way of thinking sees work as, just a paycheck, but the flow way sees it as a craft to be mastered. Passive leisure, like mindlessly scrolling your phone, becomes an active, skillful hobby. And get this, even chores can be transformed from a burden you just want to finish into an opportunity to practice focus and find a rhythm. The big takeaway here is that you can find flow almost anywhere.
Ultimately, this is the really empowering message behind all of this. We so often think of happiness as something that just happens to us. If we just get the right job or meet the right person, then we'll be happy. But what flow teaches us is that fulfillment is an active process. It's something we build moment by taking control of our own attention and learning to find joy in the challenges right in front of us. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Just for a minute, forget about your big, long-term goals. Based on everything we've just talked about, what is one single activity, could be at work, at home, anywhere, that you can engage with so deeply that you just lose all track of time? What are you going to get lost in today?